Is the 31st pick destined to become the defensive anchor that transforms the Raptors' identity, or are we witnessing a talent trapped in the wrong system? We've just seen Kyle Filipowski dominate Summer League and claim MVP honors, making every draft analyst question their 2024 evaluations. But here's what most people are missing about the most polarizing prospect from that draft class. A player whose elite defensive instincts and switchability quotient suggest he might possess the rare defensive impact maximizer gene that only shows up once every few draft cycles. I'm about to reveal the shocking truth about why several NBA scouts are secretly asking about this mysterious second rounder whose ceiling nobody can properly evaluate. What's up, Raptors Nation? Quick Court coming in hot with another deep dive for all you basketball junkies out there. Hope you're all crushing it today, rocking that red and black, and ready to get your Jonathan Mogbo reality check. How exactly does a defensively elite prospect who can switch onto guards 1 through 4 fit into the championship puzzle that Bobby Webster and the front office have been quietly assembling following the major organizational changes? Drop your predictions down in the comments right now, because I've been studying the film and connecting dots that nobody is talking about yet. Seriously, stick around until the end, because I'm about to break down a development pattern that will absolutely blow your mind about how this prospect could become the defensive Swiss Army knife our roster desperately needs. Let's cut straight to the chase. Jonathan Mogbo is one of the most misunderstood players on this roster, and it's time we had an honest conversation about what he brings to the table. While everyone's been focused on Kyle Filipowski's Summer League MVP performance, they're missing the bigger picture about defensive versatility in today's NBA. Here's what scouts from other NBA teams are telling me. And yes, multiple organizations have been asking about Mogbo's availability. They see something that casual fans might be overlooking. This kid is already operating as one of the premier pick-and-roll stoppers in the league. We're talking about a player who allowed similar points per possession to Alex Caruso, who just won his second NBA championship with the Oklahoma City Thunder when switching on to perimeter players. That's not rookie luck. That's elite defensive instinct. Think about what makes great defenses in this league. It's not just having one lockdown defender, it's having guys who can seamlessly switch across multiple positions without creating mismatches. Mogbo brings that rare combination of quick feet, basketball IQ, and defensive discipline that transforms how you can structure your lineups. What do you think is more valuable in today's NBA? A player who might develop into a decent shooter, or someone who can immediately step out and neutralize opposing offenses? Let me know in the comments, because this distinction is crucial for understanding Mogbo's role. Now let's address the elephant in the room, the offensive struggles. Nobody's pretending that Mogbo's offensive game is polished. His touch around the rim needs work, his three-point shooting is developing, and yes, he's not going to create his own shot consistently. But here's where the narrative gets interesting. The path forward isn't about turning Mogbo into something he's not. It's about maximizing what he already does at an elite level. Those push shots from the short roll, that's the swing skill everyone should be watching. If he can develop that mid-range touch, and his improved free throw percentage suggests he can, suddenly you have a player who can operate effectively in dribble handoff situations and short roll scenarios. Remember to smash that subscribe button if you're enjoying this breakdown, because we're just getting started with these deep dives. The comparison everyone's making to Kyle Filipowski is actually perfect for illustrating this point. Filipowski just dominated 2025 Summer League, averaged 29.3 points and won MVP honors, looking polished offensively and has clear NBA-ready skills. But what happens when playoffs come around and teams start hunting him defensively? What happens when he has to guard on the perimeter for extended stretches? Mogbo represents the opposite philosophy. Defense first, offense developed around system needs. Think about successful teams like the Heat or Celtics. They don't need every player to be a primary scorer. They need players who can fulfill specific roles at a high level and not get hunted on either end of the floor. The rebounding paradox is real though, and we need to be honest about it. When Mogbo switches out to defend pick and rolls, it creates challenging lineup constructions for defensive rebounding. This is where Jakob Poeltl's presence becomes crucial, and why the team's overall size improvements matter. Are you starting to see how all these roster pieces fit together? Drop a comment if you're connecting these dots with me. Here's what gets me excited about Mogbo's development trajectory. He's not just a contained defender, he's a smart defender. He doesn't gamble for steals or chase blocks. He maintains defensive structure, keeps his hands active, and forces difficult shots. That discipline is incredibly rare for a young player. The grab-and-go ability, the outlet passing, the court vision in transition. These are skills that complement what the Raptors are trying to build. When you combine that with elite switch defense, you're looking at a player who can anchor bench units and provide valuable minutes in specific matchups. Now, about that Scottie Barnes connection. And no, this isn't about friendship or nepotism. Barnes just signed a massive $225 million extension, making him the highest paid player in franchise history. And it's about understanding what works alongside Barnes' skill set. Having another versatile defender who can handle multiple positions creates incredible flexibility for Darko's rotations. The key question isn't whether Mogbo will become a star, it's whether he can become the type of role player who contributes to winning basketball. And based on what we're seeing defensively, that path is absolutely there. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so you never miss our latest Raptors content. The shooting development is ahead of schedule too. That improved three-point percentage in recent games might be a small sample size, but it shows he's not afraid to let it fly when the opportunity presents itself. More importantly, his shot selection has been smart, mostly catch and shoot opportunities from good ball movement. Teams that have reached out about Mogbo see a player who could immediately help their defense while they work on developing his offensive consistency. That's the type of skill set that keeps you in rotations even when your shot isn't falling. The touch shots and push shots will determine everything for his offensive ceiling. If he can become reliable from that 8-12 foot range, suddenly he becomes a legitimate threat in dribble handoff situations and short roll reads. That's not asking him to become Steph Curry, it's asking him to become competent in specific scenarios. What role do you see Mogbo playing as this team continues to develop? I want to hear your thoughts in the comments section below. The comparison to players like Rondé Hollis-Jefferson and Stanley Johnson is interesting, but I think it misses the mark. Those players had different defensive profiles and different team contexts. Mogbo's combination of size, switching ability, and basketball IQ puts him in a different category. Looking ahead, especially with Brandon Ingram now locked in on a 3-year, $120 million extension and expected to be healthy for next season, plus the addition of first-round pick Colin Murray-Boyles as the 9th overall selection in 2025, the path is clear for Mogbo. Continue developing that push shot consistency, improve the finishing around the rim, and maintain that elite defensive impact. If he can do those things, he becomes a valuable rotation player who can contribute to playoff basketball. The offensive rebounding, the quick decision making, the willingness to do the dirty work. These qualities matter more than highlight reel plays. Championship teams need players who understand their role and execute it at a high level. Before we wrap up, make sure you're subscribed and have those notifications turned on. We've got more deep dives coming that will completely change how you think about this roster construction. Look, I know not everyone's going to agree with this take, but that's what makes basketball analysis so compelling. Jonathan Mogbo represents everything good about finding value in the draft and developing players within your system. His defensive impact is already NBA level, and his offensive game has clear areas for improvement that align with what modern teams need from role players. The next few months will be crucial for his development, especially working on those push shots and continuing to build chemistry with the core group. But make no mistake, there's real NBA value here, and smart teams are taking notice. What did you think of this breakdown? Are you buying into the Mogbo upside, or do you think I'm reaching? Let me know in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe for more Raptors content that goes beyond the surface level takes. Until next time, Raptors Nation, keep believing in the process, and we'll see you in the next one.